Alright, this is 11.1, areas of parallelograms and triangles, starting on page 783. Number 1, find the perimeter and area of each parallelogram or triangle, round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So, first we'll find our perimeter. Our perimeter is just going to be all the sides added together, and since this is a parallelogram, this side is 15 as well as this side. Opposite sides are congruent. So this side is 13 and this side is 13. So our perimeter is just going to be equal to 15 plus 15, or 2 times 15 plus 2 times 13, which would be 56 inches. To find the area, first we need to know what the height is, because we're going to take the base times the height. So our base, we know, is 15. Our height is the segment that is perpendicular to the base. So this length right here would be our height. To find that, we have to use Pythagorean theorem, where this side of the triangle is 5, that's A. This side of the triangle is the other leg, so that's B. And then this side is our hypotenuse across from the right angle, so that's C. So we have A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So if we subtract 25, we would get 144. And if we take the square root of that, we get 12. So that is our height, 12 inches. And we're ready to substitute in. So our area is our base times our height, or 15 times 12, which is 180 square inches. So that's our area and our perimeter. Number 3 is a similar type of problem. So let's find our perimeter. Both sides here are 20. Opposite sides here are both 12. So the perimeter would be the distance around it, or 20 plus 20 plus 12 plus 12, or 2 times 20 plus 2 times 12. And we end up with 64 centimeters. 64 centimeters for our perimeter. Let's find our area. So our area is our base times our height. So our base here is 12, but our height is not given. So once again, we have to find the height. This time we're going to use special right triangles. Since this angle is 60 degrees, and that would make this angle 30 degrees, so we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. The side opposite from the right angle is our hypotenuse. So to find the short leg, remember special right triangles, we would take half of the hypotenuse. So our short leg is 10, and then our long leg, our long leg is the short leg times the square root of 3. So 10 times the square root of 3, so that would be our height. So our area, we want to substitute in our base. So this entire side here is our base, so that is 12 times our height, the segment that is perpendicular to the base, okay, spanning all the way across, would be 10 square root of 3. So we would take 12 times 10 times the square root of 3 on our calculator, and that gives us approximately 207.8. Square centimeters. For number 5, we have this triangle that we want to find the perimeter of. So to find the perimeter, we would add all of our sides together, so 21.5 plus 5 plus this side right here. Well, what is this side? That side is the hypotenuse of a right triangle with legs of 8 and 15. So use Pythagorean theorem to solve for C. So we would take 8 squared plus 15 squared is equal to C squared. So we would have 64 and 225, which adds up to 289, and the square root of 289 is 17. So C is equal to 17, and now we can find our perimeter. So if we add the 3 sides of our triangle together, that gives us a perimeter of 43.5 inches. To find the area of a triangle is half of the base times the height. So the base is just the side of the triangle. So in this case, we could call 5 our base. If we call 5 the base, then we want the perpendicular segment from that side, or from a line containing that side, to the vertex. So our height would be measured as the distance from here to here, because that goes to our vertex. So that distance would be 8. So if our base is 5 inches, our height is 8 inches. So we can substitute those in. We would take half of 5 times 8, which works the same if we take half of 8 times 5, which is 20. And our units would be square inches for area. On number 7, Marquez and Victoria are making pinwheels. Each pinwheel is composed of 4 triangles with dimensions shown. Find the perimeter and area of one triangle. So much like the last triangle, we have an obtuse triangle. So to find the perimeter, we would add these 3 sides together. Our perimeter is 8.5, 11, and 9, which gives us 28.5 inches. Now, to find the area, once again, we want half of the base times the height. So if we call this side of the triangle our base, then our height needs to be perpendicular to that. So if I drew a line straight up from here to the height of this triangle, that would be the same as this length right over here. So we need to figure out what this length is. To figure out what this length is, we have a right triangle where one of the legs is 4, so we can call that, we could call that our A. We are looking for our B, and we have our hypotenuse. We have our C is 8.5. So 4 squared plus, I'm just going to call this X, since I already have a B right here. So 4 squared plus X squared is equal to 8.5 squared. So that would be 72.25, and subtract 16 from that and you get 56.25, and take the square root of that. So X is approximately 7.5. And once again, that was our height. So if our height is 7.5 and our base is 9, we can substitute those into our area formula to get the area. So the area is half of the base, so half of 9 times the height times 7.5. So our area would be approximately 33.8 square inches. On number 9, we need to solve for x. So to solve for x, we are given the area of our triangle, which is 165 square centimeters. And for this triangle, x would be the height. The base we can find by taking this entire length, 41, and subtracting 11 from that. So our base would be 30 centimeters, because 30 plus 11 is 41. And we need to set up an equation. So we know the area of our triangle is half of the base times the height, where our area is 165, our base is 30, and our height is x. So half of 30 is 15, so 15x is equal to 165, and if we divide by 15, we would get 11 centimeters. Find the perimeter and area, round to the nearest tenth. So our perimeter would be 17 here, plus 17 there, or 2 times 17 plus 21 here, plus 21 there, or 2 times 21, which would be equal to 76 feet. So our perimeter is 76 feet. We also want to find the area, which is the base times the height. So our base would just be this side right here. Our height needs to be perpendicular to the base to the opposite side. So that would be this length. So to find this length, we have a right triangle. So we can use Pythagorean theorem to find the height. So if I call this A, this is my B, and this is my C because it's opposite the right angle. C is always opposite the right angle. So Pythagorean theorem would be A squared plus 8 squared is equal to 17 squared. So we would get 8 squared is 64. 17 squared is 289. And if we subtract from 289, we would get 225. And if we take the square root, A is equal to 15. And A is our height. So our height is 15, our base is 21. Substitute those into the formula. 21 times 15, which gives us 315 square feet.